Hey, what's up, everybody? All right, this is a video you need to watch. Now, I'm not one for hyperbole. If you listen to my other videos, you'll see that they're all pretty calm, but this is one that gets my blood boiling. I'm going to dig into how to create an effective, powerful resume, okay? Now, if you don't want to watch it, you don't have 10 minutes or whatever this is going to end up being to watch something that'll actually help you get jobs and help you get interviews, it's fine. You go watch your cat videos, you go do whatever you want. You find out someone's effective morning routine on YouTube. You do whatever you want. But if you want to stay and you want to see how to create an effective resume, something I've gotten actually pretty good at over time, then hang on. We're going to take a fun ride. Like I said, I might get a little into this one because this one I find to be both easy and like super powerful. So let's get started. I was talking to a buddy the other day. He said, "Hey, you actually wrote a book?" And I said, "Yeah." I sent him a PDF of it. It's Your Job Search is Over: Resume Building and Interview Prep in a Healthcare World. He read it. He goes, "Oh man, this thing's pretty good." And I thought, you know what? I got myself a YouTube channel, so let's see what I can do about sharing some of this stuff. So in today's section, we're going to talk about creating an effective resume. Okay. So we're going to get into this one. So first thing we're going to do is you got to go apply for almost any job, right? So what do? They're going to, the very first thing they're going to want, upload a copy of your resume. This is what people are going to look at. This is what hiring manager, this is what HR. I've been both to job fairs as the person applying, and I've been to job fairs as the person who is accepting resumes. This is where it's at. And you got to make your mark, and you got to make it good, okay? So, depending on the job, employers, job recruiters, whoever you're going through, just have piles of resumes, like stacks of them. I'm recording this in early 2021, so we just had the COVID pandemic, right? There's a lot of people who are looking for jobs. Some industries might be a little bit overrun. So it's super critically important that you have a resume that stands out. That when someone is going to look at the resumes, yours is going to pop out. Because you don't have very much time. You got to be quick. You got to be powerful with it. So let's get to it. So the very first thing is your contact information, okay? Sorry, you got to remind people about this. But you got to have your name, your address, your phone number, and your email. Depending on your industry, you might want to put something else in. For example, I work in software engineering. If I were to go apply for a new job, what I would do is I would also put my GitHub repository or any other public repositories that people could go look at examples of my code. Put it right there. This is your highlight. This is your thing up top, okay? Next one. Are you ready? This is the one. Career highlights or summary of qualifications. You're applying for a job, right? They want someone that's qualified. They want someone who knows what they're doing. This is your chance to fill in everything. I know you got work experience. I know you got education. I know you got references. All that stuff goes down the line. This is where it's at. It doesn't have to be a lot, okay? But these are the things that are going to stick out. So I'm going to give you some examples, all right? So this was, let's see, this was like when I was an early X-ray tech. Early. This would help me get jobs all the time. So one thing I could put on the top, because I'd been a student coordinator, I put manage 6 people. I oversaw the quality control at our department. I had the top grades in my class at the time. Now, I won't tell them there was only 3 people in my class, but the point is I had the top grades, so it was fine. Extremely flexible to meet department needs. For me as a software engineer, this is my time to write, to list in little blocks the type of software, the type of code that I've used, the processes. When I was an X-ray tech, this is my time. For some reason, they'd be like, well, have you used a Philips? And you're like, they're all the same. You just run up and you push the button. They just have a different interface. But this is your time to list every piece of equipment, every type of equipment, any type of certification. You're going to list it out. You know, did you pass your national boards? Did you pass your state boards? Are you in software? Have you passed some sort of certification? You're Azure certified, something like that. Now, it doesn't have to be long. I'm talking 5, 6 highlights. One thing I did after a while is I started to have some good highlights. So about the 8th or 10th one, I put something funny, and it was amazing. I'd go to interviews, and all of a sudden I get someone like a panel of 3 people that would say, "Oh, you did this," and it was a great way to be able to tell if people were actually reading my resume. But with this list, this is where it's at, man. You put that up at the top, so they can look through those, and it's just one headline And if you guys like this and this is something you're into, what I could do is I could get out a couple resumes and just kind of go through point by point and just really break this down. If it's something you guys are into, I think it is. In fact, I love the resume part. I might do a whole series on it because it's so critically important. But I'm going to keep going. I don't want to get off track. So we got our highlights, our summary of qualifications, right? Well, now it's time to move down to job experience, because that's the second thing an employer wants to know. Have you worked in this profession before? You're going to want it in reverse chronological order, so the newest thing at the top, working your way down, okay? You might know all this stuff. You might not care, but to the new employer, to HR, this is going to be big time stuff. So what it is, where you worked, dates. So I usually do month and year. And then finally, highlight some stuff that you did there. It doesn't have to be tons of information. This is where people get out of whack. Just a couple specific things you did at each place that was important. Something that would really stand out. Something that's going to convey why you're important, why you should get this new position. If you have work experience in another field, great, throw it in there, but keep it simple. Now, a lot of places it's kind of open to how many years in the past. I say 5. 5 years. For example, I've been at my current company for 5 years, so I would probably list some previous stuff before that too, but leave it at your discretion. We're not talking tons of experience, just a couple, boom, 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 with little bits underneath. Next, we're going to do education. I'll list them out. Again, reverse chronological order. Don't go wild on this. Just hit the high points. Then after that, we're going to put references in there. Some people like to use references upon request. I do not. As you can watch one of my other videos about how to get references, you should have them ready. You should have them ready to go. Boom, put them on there. Why? You want to make it easy for them. Why should they have to request them? Why don't you just have them on there? It's so easy, okay? Just put them on. If you don't know how to get references, just watch my other video. So now it's time. You've put together this resume. I say keep it under 2 pages. Okay, some people have tons of stuff. They want to do like a 4-page resume. Honestly, no one's going to read the whole thing. If you can keep it to a page and a half, beautiful. Now, you got to review your resume and you got to have someone else review your resume, okay? If you've read any of my descriptions of these videos, I usually type them after I've done it. I'm all excited, and sometimes I make typos, and then I read it back and I still can't catch the typos. That's why it's so important for your resume, because your resume is essentially your calling card. This is a document that you've made that says, this is why I'm important for this job. You can't have typos in it, okay? And we all have a friend or two we know that are good at it. Just have them review it, okay? You want to make sure you don't have any stupid spelling mistakes, just dumb grammar stuff. This is your chance, okay? Let's see. And then also having someone else do it really gives you an example to have someone else do it. And here, let me set this. So one of the places I worked at, we would just use terms all the time. So like ICU, we all know what that stands for. I would throw stuff in like the PACU. Well, if you're in the medical field, you know what that is. But if you're not, or maybe you're hiring manager at a clinic versus a hospital, that stands for post anesthesia care unit. Just throw that whole thing in there. No one's going to care, okay? So try to avoid any kind of abbreviations unless they're super well known, like ER, okay? Again, try to keep 1 to 2 pages. So let's go through some basic mistakes. I'd love to do a whole video on this, but I'm going to just give you some basic ones, okay? Leaving typos in. No typos, no typos, no typos. Unorganized or messy content. Just make it nice, make it clean. There's a billion resumes. Just go online right now or just email me, and I will literally send you a book that has sample resumes inside. That's it. It doesn't cost you anything. You're not on a list. Just it can be done in 10 minutes. All right. Let's see. We keep it longer than 1 page. We can't have it difficult to locate that key information. That's why we put those summary of qualifications right at the top. People aren't going to read your resume that much. Let's see. Just don't put extra stuff in there to fluff it up. Doesn't matter, okay? If your resume is only 1 page and you have some experience, put it in there. And then also, here's an interesting one. For people that work in the same career field, it's not a big deal. But if you're in more of a job where you bounce between different stuff, craft your resume specifically for that job field, okay? So say you worked in marketing and now you want to go into SEO for business. Well, put your marketing stuff in there, but make sure to craft it so that everything that might highlight something for SEO, which is search engine optimization. Make sure to put that in there, okay? So that way you are being able to kind of mold your resume. So for each job, you can highlight the stuff you want. So that's about it. Just make sure it looks good. Make sure it's a page to 2-page tops. Put the qualifications at the top. Make sure to check for typos. Make sure it's formatted looking nice. And make sure someone proofreads it, okay? So if you guys have questions about resumes, this is one thing I got really into for a while. Right after I wrote this book, I had a lot of students that I worked with, X-ray students, that were kind of lost. And their resumes were fine, but kind of boring. I spent some time with them. We dolled them up, got them some jobs. If that's something that interests you, let me know in the comments. Send me some emails. If you want to, just for fun, if I have some time, if you guys want to send me your resumes, I might have to ask you some follow-up questions about it. But we could go through and just do a video where I take someone's resume and we kind of doll it up a little bit. I'm not perfect with grammar, so I might make some grammar errors, but that's why you have someone proofread it. But we can at least format it and get it in the right way. So I hope that helps. Like I said, if you got questions, email me. It's in the description. Fill out the Google form if you want to give me some feedback, or Twitter. Hit me up on Twitter. If you want the book, just email me. I'll just send it to you. Or if you want to buy it on Kindle, if you like, read it on there. I have it on Amazon too, so I'll leave the link. I hope this helps. Take your resume seriously. It's super important. Thanks for watching.